So the first question is, why do people not recycle things? This is an essay question which was seen in the GT exam, why people don't recycle, why countries don't recycle. Okay. And why should countries recycle things? Okay. The countries also, recycle or not recycle. Many countries are not in for recycling. They think that
Yes,
the electricity
very
used is
expensive.
it's better not to recycle because it is
Yes.
also eating away fuel. Okay.
Yes,
And why
ma'am.
people don't recycle? Who is answering? Yes.
Ma'am, because nowadays people are busy in their life and they don't have time to recycle the thing, and even some people don't know the process of recycling.
Yes.
So that's why they are throwing the thing and purchase buy new things.
Purchasing new things. Very
And
good.
some of
They
the
easily
people
access to
think,
new things. They
and it
easily
is the
access to new things. They
responsibility of
don't
the
worry.
government only.
See, if two students will speak at a time, I'll not hear any one of you also. Okay. So now, Jodhbi, what were you saying?
Some people think that it is the responsibility of the government only to recycle the products.
Yes. Okay. So they think that it is not their responsibility, it's a government's responsibility to recycle. That is why they don't recycle, and some people don't have time to recycle. They don't want to put in the extra effort to segregate the waste. So, if people at home segregate waste nowadays, do you have different colored bins for different types of waste at homes, in the homes also?
No,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No,
In many
ma'am.
cities there is
Yes,
this
ma'am.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So people have to do some little bit of extra effort, that is which they don't want to do, don't find time to do. Okay.
It
So
costs more
and then
than it costs
yes,
more than buying a new product.
recycling
People
costs.
might feel bored with old products. So
So they
that's why they
I am
want to
not
buy
asking
new
why
products.
people throw away things. Okay.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
then people, the thing is, I'll tell you what points I've written. People don't want to put in the extra effort. Some places have no recycling pickup, and so they find recycling inconvenient. Second is the lack of space is an issue for many people. People don't want to see garbage, and with little storage space for recycling bins, the trash is an eyesore. People think that it does not make a difference, so they don't bother to do it. They also find it too hard to do, since there are so many facets to recycling: glass, plastic, and paper. It's hard to decipher which kinds go where. So they don't, they don't know in which colored, bucket they have to put which material,
Waste material.
which waste. Okay. So how can people be motivated to recycle? Yes, Rupinder, now you can answer.
Ma'am, government should put some awareness program to
Yes, you
to
can
aware
put
the
it in
people
almost all the essays.
from yes.
Yes.
And at school level, teachers, it should be in the curriculum of the students that teachers should guide the students that what's the process of recycling. It's very important. It can improve our environment.
Yes,
and make our environment clean and fresh.
Yes, very good. That's a very good point. Yes.
And the government should provide bins for recycling to every home, every place.
Yes, government should provide bins for recycling. Very good. And economic incentive.
They should, government should reward with some give some rewards to the people who do such things with a better way, which help to motivate them.
Which would help to motivate them. Okay, which would help to motivate them. And then one day could be dedicated to recycling. For example, there is in America Recycles Day, ARD, is a day dedicated to encouraging Americans to recycle and buy recycled products. Okay, so that is ARD, America Recycles Day. There is one day like that, and then there is economic incentive is a good point given to people. Okay. So these are the main points. Okay, the next
Those who don't do.
Okay, now my next question is, what are the advantages of traveling alone?
It gives us a me time.
Okay, very good.
It makes you more responsible and independent.
Very good.
And you get more confidence when you travel alone.
Yes, that's a
Cost
good
would be
point.
cheaper, ma'am.
Ma'am, when you are traveling alone, you can explore the places more in depth.
You can.
You
People
can
have
go
no
randomly to
burden
any
to
place.
satisfy another person.
Yes.
Okay, you can go randomly to any place. Yes, very good.
You can reading.
People can save money by controlling their expenses.
Yes, and people can intermingle with those people where they go. That will be a better, okay, very good. What are
Ma'am,
the
people
advantages? Huh?
people don't have a burden to satisfy another person who travel with him or her.
Who is traveling with him or her? Yes, people don't have
Without
to,
responsibility.
because a person may want to do paragliding, the other person may not want to do it. So if a person is alone, he can do whatever he wishes. Okay. But if he is traveling with someone, he has to even look at the likes and dislikes of that person. Very good point. What are the advantages of traveling with someone?
If a person traveling with another person, then it help to in cost reduction, because the expenses are shared with each
एक
other.
मिनट अब दोबारा से बोलो और जहां मैं रोकू एकदम रुक जाना. हाँ बोलो.
When two or more person traveling with each
Okay,
other
okay. When two or more persons, S नहीं डाला. ट्रैवलिंग के पहले आर नहीं डाला. इतने में ही
Yes,
दो
ma'am.
ग्रामेटिकल एरर्स कर दी. आगे इतना लंबा बोलने से बैंड नहीं आने वाले हैं राजवीर. जब मैं रोकती हूँ रुकते ही नहीं हो, बोले जाते हो. मुझे फिर एकदम इतनी गलतियां होती है, एकदम भूल जाती हैं सारी बतानी. When I stop you, please stop there. Okay?
ओके
सुना भी
मैम.
करो कि कोई बोल रहा है बीच में, रुको रुको. ओके. सो
मैम वो सुनाई नहीं दिया मेरे को.
बेटे तो थोड़ा देख के, मैं तो दिख रही हूँ ना आपको साथ में.
हाँ जी मैम.
तो ध्यान दो ना इधर. ओके. व्हेन यू आर
Okay.
स्पीकिंग, आप कहीं से पढ़ के बोल रहे हो?
नहीं मैम,
तो फिर
मैं तो आपको देख रही हूँ.
then look at me, I'm stopping you. You are not. So there were other mistakes also. अब मैं नहीं उनको मेरे को याद है ऐसे. ओके.
यस मैम.
और दूसरी बार आपने चेंज करके बोला. चेंज में भी गलतियां थी, पहली वाली में भी गलतियां थी. ठीक है.
हाँ जी,
तो
वो
थोड़ा
मैं
धीरे
मतलब
बोलो और सुनो भी. ये ऐसी गलतियां मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है पर्सनल. इफ यू आर मेकिंग सच मिस्टेक्स, the band score doesn't go up even if your answers are very correct, because it's full of studied with grammatical errors. Okay, so you have to be slow. Aram se bolo. Okay. What are the advantages of traveling with someone? Again, Rajveer.
मैम अब मैं फिर चेंज कर दूंगी.
हाँ, कोई की बात नहीं, चेंज करो ना, पर धीरे बोलना है. Look at me. Okay. Yeah.
Okay मैम. If a person traveling with another person,
is traveling.
if
Okay.
a person is traveling with another person, then there is less burden of expenses, because they share expenses with each other.
So हाँ, okay, ठीक है. Now it is correct. Okay. What is the other advantage?
In case of health issues, we can seek help from our partner.
Yes. Very good point. Any other advantage?
And people don't feel bored and they get a good company.
They don't feel bored. Okay. That is also a good point.
And people can share responsibilities of arranging accommodation and all.
Yes. Very good. That's a very good point. Any other point? Isn't there security when you go with someone? You know, you feel a sense of security. You know, you are with somebody, you are in unknown surroundings, but there is always somebody with you. Okay. Yes. Very good. Okay. These are good enough points. Okay. So what are the advantages of youth tourism? Why do some people consider it good? Why do some people consider youth tourism good? You know what is youth tourism?
When youngsters travel from one place to another.
Young people, when young people
youngster.
travel, that is youth tourism.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, it's so easy to decipher the meaning of youth tourism. Okay, why do some people consider it good?
It proves to be very.
It helps them to explore new things.
Yes.
It helps to exchange the ideas between youngsters.
among youngsters, between
Among
two
youngsters.
people. Okay.
Ma'am, it helps
also
in
cultural
research
exchange
work
Helps to
also.
learn about culture, traditional, because
It helps to learn about culture and tradition, because traveling at a young age, leads to learn all that thing, because young people are more receptive to learning about different things. So it gives tremendous opportunities for fun, adventure, discovery. And another thing, research suggests that traveling overseas at a young age leads to successful careers later on. A research says that, okay? Because people get, their horizons open up. They come to know different things.
Ma'am, they get more exposure. So
Yes, that is there. They
yeah.
get international exposure.
International.
So, yes,
Ma'am, it makes them more responsible.
makes them more responsible. Very good.
Independent.
Interact with other
Independent,
people.
confident,
Yes,
confidence level.
yes. See, and why do some people consider it a wastage of money? Why do some people consider it a wastage? Why don't the boys contribute? Their worth. So many boys are there. Nadish, Rehan. No. Okay, girls.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes.
Ma'am, question repeat karna.
Why do some people consider youth tourism as a wastage of money?
Some people consider it is a wastage of money because
some people consider it a wastage of money. Okay.
It's a wastage of money because sometime people
Sometime
engage with.
it is always sometimes, never sometime. Okay, it's always sometimes.
Okay, ma'am. Sometimes people engage with the bad company, which
Yes. What happened?
Ma'am, can I answer?
Ma'am, this
Yes,
is the
Amandeep.
age to make
Amandeep, you would like to speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, some people think that in order to visit another country or place, we can search through the internet about their culture and tradition and about the language they speak. So it saves a lot of time.
Okay.
And
Now,
money.
Amandeep, one thing. I am not asking about visiting other countries for all age groups. I am concerned with when young people travel to different countries, youth tourism. After +2, it has become common in many Western countries to take a year off and either work or travel. When students travel in that 1 year in which they, before joining university, then that is the concept of youth tourism. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That is the concept of youth tourism. And that you have to speak on. Why do some people consider? Because they are using up their parents' hard-earned money. It is time to, they have to complete their studies yet. These are the
Instead of wasting money in traveling, they can spend money in
They
their
have to focus
education.
on their careers instead of traveling.
Yes, and they are not mature enough. They may face problems while traveling.
Ma'am, because they're not responsible enough and they might.
Yes. So it ends up, wasting a lot of their parents' hard-earned money. That is why some people think it is a wastage of money. Okay. Now, this is one GT essay. GT students, if you get this essay now and these questions to all the students, will you be able to answer them better?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in many countries, why do people in many countries, why do local people not visit museums and historical sites? Only tourists visit them. What are the reasons? Why do local people not visit museums and historical sites in many countries?
They think that is wastage of time.
Very good. They think it is wastage of why?
And wastage of money.
Think they know already all about the historical things.
So they don't, especially go and visit those
Sufficient
things.
money for the visiting that places.
They are not cheap. These things are not cheap to visit. There is always an entry ticket or something. So local people think that they will, why should they go there? Okay.
Ma'am, if something is If something is in your town, then it is possible that you don't value that. You will value that thing that is far away from your town.
Yes, Loveleen, that's a very good point you have said. Okay.
Ma'am, and they keep on procrastinating that the place is near to my home. I will visit her someday.
Procrastinating. Yes, they keep procrastinating. Yes, very good. Okay. And what can be done to rouse the interest of people, to increase the interest of local people to visit these places?
There should be less entry ticket.
Yes. Yes. Then
Reduce the work hours and go there.
School trips could be organized, because school children, when they will go, they'll come home and tell the importance of those places, and even the parents and other people of the family will be motivated to visit. Okay. And then one
Some
day
programs can be organized.
Promote.
Yes,
to
and
attract.
one day could be fixed every month when the entry to the museum is made free for at least a few hours a day. You know, I gave the example of Houston Museum of Natural Science in Houston. On a second Tuesday of every month, the entry is free from 12 noon to 4 p.m. Okay, so many people, local people, go on, on those days to visit, because every time they keep adding new things also, and that museum is very educative and entertaining also. There are many interactive things to do there, many things to see, many things of that museum I cannot forget. They are in front of my eyes. I've been there 2 or 3 times. Okay, so that is another point. Very good. Okay. Now my next question is, as people can see historical objects and works of art using a computer, do you think public museums and art galleries will not be needed in the future? Apurva, would you like to answer?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question, please?
Yes. As people can see historical objects and works of art by using a computer, do you think that public museums and art galleries will not be needed in the future?
According to me, art gallery and the museum.
एक minute. According to me is wrong English. According to is always according to a third person. In my opinion, yeah, I believe. Okay.
Okay. So, as I opine that art galleries and museum
I
will be.
I opine me. In my opinion, yeah, I believe that.
In my opinion, okay.
I think
Okay.
bolo na, bilkul simple bolo. I think they'll be needed. I think they'll not be needed. See, very simple English will fetch you very good bad score.
Sure.
You are trying to use
keep
things. You
that
are
in
trying
mind.
to, according to my, you are trying to do it better. It is not getting better. Okay. Simple bolo. I think this. I think that.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that art galleries and museum will be needed in future, because the people or the next generation, they should also get aware about the historical things, which is which can be in the books or texts only, or in the newspapers, but maybe in the future generation people don't have time, and that people would not have time, and that is the reason they won't be able to get the information about the historical things.
Information to internet pe padi hai. Okay. My question is, will actual public museums and art galleries not be needed in future, because all the information is there on the internet? Future generation ko information mil rahi hai.
Okay.
And the experience and the knowledge that you get by visiting,
to experience them
by
lively.
visiting that place, that you can't experience from using the computer or
internet.
Absolutely.
Yes, beautiful answer. That is the point. See, आपका point कितना weak था कि future generation को information नहीं मिलेगी. उनको तो future generation की तो बात है, उनको तो information मिल रही है internet से. पर क्या actual public museums है, उसका experience वहां जाने का और देखने का एक अपना ही होता है. You know, that cannot be experienced by watching things on the,
internet
or TV. Okay, they will still be needed. And second point is when a person visits those places, he actually enjoys the culture of that place firsthand. Okay, And people also enjoy the company.
Yes.
Environment.
Yeah, I have to mute you all because पीछे से किसी के बहुत disturbance थी. एक जना अपना unmute करके बोल सकते हो. Okay, then these are the points, and there are certain points in favor of armchair tourism, which is done in front of the computer or the television. What is armchair tourism? Tourism done sitting on the armchair at home, okay, in front of the computer or the TV screen. Is that clear? Armchair tourism?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Yes,
what are
ma'am.
the advantages of armchair tourism?
Ma'am, people nowadays don't have time to visit actual museum.
Yes, yes.
So that's why they
save a lot of money.
Yes, time and money. Okay, two things are there. Then, not all people can, people have limitations because of age or failing health.
Not everyone can
And
afford going.
people may not be physically able to go from one place to another. For them also, it is a boon. Okay.
And traveling to a long distance is a big problem.
Big problem. And some people cannot travel to those places because of extreme
That
climatic conditions.
Financial conditions.
Extreme climatic conditions over there.
Weather condition.
Yes. So you see, these are the follow-up questions, and these are also the essay questions, right? Okay. When you are doing speaking nicely, you are also doing essays. And when you are doing essays nicely, you're also getting ideas for speaking, right? Now tell me, the traditional lifestyle of local people in developing countries. People, tourists go to see the traditional lifestyle of local people in developing countries. Tourists आते हैं ना देखने राजस्थान में लोग कैसे रहते हैं, वहाँ कैसे dances करते हैं, कैसे कपड़े पहनते हैं.
Yes.
Okay. Now, because of this, local people do not change to modern ways. Okay. Do you think this is correct that local people do not change to modern ways? Does tourism affect the situation? Like, does tourism stop people of the developing countries to change to modern ways? Who will answer?
Yes, it stops just because the economy gets better with it if they just don't change themselves, and it is like for a tourist attraction purpose. So that's why they like.
When tourists visit them and praise them, they get a sense of pride in their culture. So they don't want to change. That is another point. Okay. Economy, 1 point, very good point. Second point is that they get a feeling of pride. It makes them believe that their culture is glorious. Okay. So they don't want to change, right? Then economy, their poverty is elevated. They think that they are earning so much from their own way of life. So why should they change? Okay. And the third point is that because to see them many tourists come, the government develops that area. Okay. And they enjoy that development also. So they know that if they change, tourists will stop coming, government will stop taking interest in their area, and so they will lose out on many aspects. So they don't change. Okay. So now if in this way, in this essay, this is an essay question. If you say, yes, it stops people from changing to modern ways, these are the 3 points, 3 paragraphs, right? Supposing you say, no, it doesn't. Okay. No, it doesn't stop them from changing to modern ways. Okay. So what points would you write if you want to say that? Otherwise, आप इसको यहीं खत्म कर दो, इसमें agree करके ये ऐसे बना लेना. पर दूसरे पॉइंट्स भी हैं कि लोग चेंज, क्योंकि जब टूरिस्ट आते हैं तो ट्रेडिशनल जो लोकल लोग हैं वो उनको देखते हैं, सो वहां उनमें ना एक कॉपिंग बिहेवियर आ जाता है, एंड दे वांट टू लिव एंड बिहेव इन द सेम वे एज टूरिस्ट्स.
Ma'am, they get influenced by
They
that.
get influenced.
Yeah.
Okay. They and tourists, they want souvenirs, arts, craft and cultural things, and in many tourist destinations, craftsmen have responded to the growing demand and have made changes in design of the products to bring them more in with the new customers' tastes. मतलब नए कस्टमर के टेस्ट के हिसाब से अपनी क्राफ्टमैनशिप भी चेंज कर लेते हैं. So they change to modern ways. Okay. and वो ठीक है, ये वाले points हैं, पर then you can either go one, अगर ये ऐसे आए तो go one sided and say it does stop them. वो points बहुत अच्छे हैं कि वो नहीं change करना चाहते हैं. There's an Amish village in America. I visited that. Amish people live there. They don't have televisions, they don't have telephones, they live in the same style as because उनके विलेज की एंट्री टिकट $8 थी. मैं गई थी 2006 में, अब तो पता नहीं कितनी हो गई होगी. एंड लंबी लाइन थी आधे मील की. They are earning so much. Okay. And people go to see them, and so obviously they will not want to change. ठीक है? Okay, now should foreign visitors be charged more than local people when they visit the cultural and historical attractions of a country? Okay, should they be charged more? Who will answer? Amir?
No, they should not be charged more because
no, they should not be के बाद third form आती है हमेशा.
पता नहीं मैम, सोचती वही हूँ, बोलती कुछ छोड़ देती.
ऐसे नहीं होता. अगर मन में सोचने के टाइम सही है तो बोलने के टाइम भी सही निकलेगा.
फिर वो सेंटेंस ही पता नहीं क्या बनाना है.
फिर वही तो है ना. No, they should not be charged more. Why should they not be charged more? बोलो.
Because they don't trust our community if we once charge them more. And
okay, 1 minute.
They will never visit again.
1 minute. इसकी pronunciation सुनना.
Because
नहीं है. Because ठीक है? Because ठीक है?
Because
हाँ, आप कितनी बार ये वर्ड बोला है तो मुझे ही थोड़ा डाउट होने लग गया था इसकी प्रोनाउंसिएशन पे. Okay, next is now see, I would say anybody else would want to answer it? Amandeep, would you like to answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Apurva, you want to answer?
Yes, it can decrease the revenue of tourism.
So they should be charged more. You want to say that, na?
No. They should not charge more. They should charge as much they are charging the local people.
I think they should charge more.
They should charge. उन्होंने charge करना है foreign tourist ने के charge होना है. पहले तो ये बताओ मुझे.
Ma'am, I think they should be charged more.
Be charged जाना है ना?
Yeah.
When you are saying they should charge more, तो उन्होंने किसी को charge करना है. हाँ, तो आप गलत बोल रहे हो ना, आपका मीनिंग डिफरेंट निकल रहा है. ओके
Okay.
They should not be charged more. Okay.
They should be charged less because some tourists might be price sensitive.
Okay.
And if they are price sensitive, then it may decrease our overall volume of the tourism.
Okay. So ये ठीक है. आपका ना ये जो एक essay है ना, इसमें आप ये इंद्रुप के वो जो 15 sentence essays है, मेरे ख्याल उसका example essay है ये. Okay, how to write an essay in 15 sentences, and he has given one in completely, strongly agree that they should be charged more, and एक उसने concession के साथ करा है, they should be charged more, but the difference should not be
more.
है ना. तो ये concession दे दिया कि charge more. एक तो strong agree है और एक agree with a concession है. Okay, दोनों essays, please watch them and you will know how to handle such essays, and you will also understand what giving concession is like. Okay.
इसका नंबर कौन सा ये वाला ऐसे का बुक में?
ये मेरे पास इस टाइम 2022 एडिशन है, उसके नंबर्स डिफरेंट है.
Okay, I'll search it.
तो है ये ऐसे बुक में, और हमारी वेबसाइट से इसका लिंक है, जो यूट्यूब में भी पढ़े हैं ये एसेस 15 सेंटेंस वाले. ओके, दैट इज देयर. ओके, दूसरा ये मेन रीजन है, दे शुड बी चार्ज मोर बिकॉज लोकल पीपल हैव ऑलरेडी पेड for the maintenance of these places through taxes. And the foreigners are not paying any taxes, so it is fair to charge them more. Pehla point ye solid point hai. Now do you understand this point?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Local people have already contributed to the upkeep and maintenance of such sites in the form of taxes. Okay. Second reason is that the cost of running these sites is very high is sizable, and so it is fair to, charge a little bit more to the foreigners who come there. Okay, and then this is better option. Charging them more is better option than privatizing these places for maintenance. For government doesn't have funds to maintain. So what government can do, either charge the foreign tourists more, or government can privatize these places. So what is better, charging more or privatizing?
Charging more.
So at that point you can say. And then, in addition, if a cultural place is just a simple place of worship, जैसे एक temple था, मैं साउथ में गई, एक temple था, तो my husband wasn't allowed to go in because उनको कह रहे थे कि टर्बन उतारो, इन्होंने बोला मैंने नहीं उतारनी, तो he said मैं बैठता हूँ, तू हो अंदर. So मेरे को भी वो धोती सी खरीद के ऊपर से पहननी पड़ी अपने कपड़ों के ऊपर, because they want every lady to go in with that sari type of a thing. So anyways, I went in, आधा किलोमीटर चल के अंदर जहाँ आगे पहुंची तो कहते जी 20 रुपए टिकट. अब मैं ना पर्स बाहर छोड़ आई थी, फिर मैं आधा किलोमीटर वापस आई, फिर मैंने पैसे लिए, फिर मैं वापस गई, तो मेरी इवनिंग वॉक भी अच्छी हुई. ठीक है, तो ये मैं ये कह रही हूँ कि ये जो साइट्स हैं, अगर इनकी 20 रुपए टिकट है फॉर द विजिटर्स, और जो लोकल पीपल है उनकी भी 20 रुपए, और टेम्पल है, तो रोज टेम्पल कौन जाएगा?
local people.
लोकल पीपल नहीं जाएंगे ना अगर टिकट उनकी बहुत ज्यादा होगी. ठीक है, उनके लिए तो कम होनी चाहिए, because these places, and it would be unfair to charge more to the local people because they go there very often, almost every day. ठीक है, so that is it. And then governments are also spending a lot to make these places attractive for the tourists, for the foreign tourists, so it is fair to charge them more. ठीक है, अब अमृतसर जो है वो टूरिस्ट प्लेस है, आपको पता ही है, गोल्डन टेम्पल है और भी जगह. अमृतसर की इतनी डेवलपमेंट हुई है बिकॉज ऑफ दोस टूरिस्ट प्लेसेस. एंड व्हाई? बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट वांट्स टू अट्रैक्ट फॉरेन टूरिस्ट्स ओवर देयर. Okay, when the government is doing so much for them, it is quite fair to charge them a bit more. ठीक है, so you can write these points, strongly agree उनको ज्यादा charge करो, and you can put all these points. You have a lot of ideas now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now when people visit other countries, should they imitate the local customs and behaviors, or should they be as they are?
And when people visit other countries, they should be as they are, because they are kind of representing their own countries. So
Yes.
I don't feel that they should imitate other people's culture.
That's fine. Okay, and now tell me, if people immigrate to other countries, should they adopt the new country's culture and tradition, or should they remain as a separate minority group of their own?
No, ma'am. I think
No, ma'am, they should
adopt
adopt the other
new
culture.
It goes both ways.
because then only they will be able to.
Okay, Amandeep, you were answering it goes both ways. What would you like to say?
Means that they should adopt some points of their culture, but they never forget. Never should have forget their own culture from where they belongs to their roots.
They should accept the foreign culture. But they should not, forget their own roots. Okay.
Yes,
and the host country should also accept them as they are. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is it. And when they adopt the host country's culture and tradition to some extent, they are accepted much better by those people when they immigrate to those countries. See, there are 2 essays in the book. Ek mein hai, when people visit other countries, should they adopt their customs or should they be as they are? Uska answer thoda different ban sakta hai. And when people immigrate to other countries, okay, that's a separate issue. Aap samajh aa raha na point? अब मैं टूरिज्म के लिए जा रही हूँ, मैं कनाडा 10 दिन के लिए जाऊंगी, मुझे क्या जरूरत पड़ी है अपने कल्चर और कस्टम्स को भूलने की और उनके अडॉप्ट करने की?
Sure.
People immigrate. Now you are going to immigrate. ठीक है, पर आपको होस्ट कंट्री के अडॉप्ट करने चाहिए कल्चर और कस्टम्स.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
चलो, एनीवेज वो आपको थोड़े बहुत जो उनके अच्छे पॉइंट्स हैं वो अडॉप्ट करो, उससे आप बेटर उनके अंदर इंटरमिंगल हो जाओगे. ठीक है, and there'll be less chances of conflicts. Okay, now my next question is, should tourists accept social and environmental responsibility? Who will answer it? Shima, would you like to answer? Shima.
Yes, ma'am, I will try.
Yes. should tourists accept social and environmental?
What question?
My question is, should tourists accept social and environmental responsibility?
Yes, tourists must accept social and environmental responsibilities because it helps to host country to मैम इंग्लिश वर्ड नहीं आ रहा है इसके
इसके
लिए
लिए बताओ, हिंदी का वर्ड बताओ.
मीन्स हमारा जो है सराउंडिंग जहाँ जो प्लेस वो विजिट करे वो जितनी अच्छी है उसकी खूबसूरती बनाए रखने के लिए.
बनाए रखने के लिए. Okay, so they should accept social and environmental responsibility to maintain the beauty of the place they are visiting. Otherwise, it has been well said that tourism can kill tourism. देखो, ऐसी saying है. Tourism can kill tourism otherwise. इतनी गंदी कर देते हैं लोग कई बार कि वहां पे टूरिस्ट जा ही नहीं सकता. Okay, so responsible tourist कौन होता है? A person who leaves behind nothing but footprints and takes away nothing but photographs.
Or memories.
Photographs are memories. ठीक है? Who takes away nothing but photographs and leaves behind nothing but footprints. Tourists क्या छोड़ के आते हैं? पानी की बोतलें खाली, बेस के रैपर, ओके?
Polythene bags.
हाँ, ठीक है. So ये नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए. ठीक है. अब देखो इसमें the most important reason why tourists should be responsible is that many tourist destinations are endangered now because of the litter and pollution spread by tourists. Now then you can give example of the Sukhna Lake जो इतनी गंदी हो गई थी कि वहाँ boating ही नहीं हो पा रही थी. फिर सफाई करेगी उसकी. Secondly, there is overconsumption of resources by tourists such as water, fuel, which is incompatible with sustainable tourism. Now what is sustainable tourism?
मैम की tourism sustained चलता रहे.
तो लंबा चलता रहे. That is sustainable. ठीक है. And then local people की अब social responsibility क्या है? When tourists stay in 5-star hotels, they are not adding to the economy of the local people. Okay, but if they stay as paying guests with the local people, it will be a win-win situation for both. They will add to the economy of the place through the local people, and the local people will welcome them with open arms, and they will also be benefited, and the people will also learn about the culture and tradition better by staying with the locals, right? Okay. What are the why do children from wealthy countries go to do unpaid work in poor countries, and what is the term for this?
Volunteer
tourism. What are the reasons of volunteer tourism?
Because they want to help, and sometimes it is the part of their education system in which they are taught to help and serve, like in natural calamities in the world, like it happens, like they go there to help them out or work on the infrastructure and bring out developments in the other countries like developing or underdeveloped.
So, students are sensitized towards the importance of sharing and helping others, and it helps them to become better citizens. और आपके पहले वाले points भी बिल्कुल ठीक हैं. Spread awareness and information. ठीक है? What are the advantages to the youth of volunteer tourism who go there? What are the advantages to them? The reasons हो गए. Now, what are the advantages to them?
They get experience.
They get first-hand experience.
Yes.
They become more empathetic.
Empathetic, yes. Okay. And employers these days are giving more credibility, more chances to people who have written some experience of volunteer work in their resume or CV.
Yes, ma'am. Even universities, they are giving more chances to the students.
Yes.
Yes.
And they get more when they travel to other countries, they get international exposure. It makes them more independent and confident. It broadens their horizons. And what are the advantages to the communities in which these volunteers work?
They bring ideas, they bring renovation, and they help in the development of their lives and their surroundings.
Very good, Saman. That's very good. So these are all essays which we have discussed. Okay. What are the advantages and disadvantages of remote tourism? Do you understand the term remote tourism?
Online going to
villages.
I'm visiting villages and remote areas.
Hilly areas.
remote areas जैसे अंटार्कटिका और इनको remote tourism है जैसे साउथ पोल, ठीक है? And this is remote tourism.
Norway, etc.
What are the advantages of remote tourism?
If tourism go in a remote
People
area,
there might feel connected to the rest of the world when people visit, when tourists visit.
Then it improves their economy.
Yes,
many job opportunities come up, infrastructure is made better.
Cultural exchange.
Yeah.
Yes, and very important point जो आपको
there will be more facilities in remote area.
हाँ, वो तो गवर्नमेंट डेवलप करेगी ना एरिया को, ठीक है? इसका है कि साइंटिस्ट कैन गो देयर एंड टैप दोज एरियाज फॉर फॉसिल फ्यूल्स, और कर भी रहे हैं. इसको कहते हैं रिमोट ड्रिलिंग, वो अलग ऐसे है. ओके, रिमोट टूरिज्म, रिमोट ड्रिलिंग, वहां पे ड्रिल करते हैं फॉर गैस एंड ऑल. उसके फायदे नुकसान का ऐसे भी है, उसके पॉइंट्स भी आपके ऐसे ही हो जाएंगे जैसे इस ऐसे के कर रहे हो पॉइंट्स. रिमोट टूरिज्म के फायदे और नुकसान क्या है रिमोट टूरिज्म के, बताओ.
Pollution, and if there is medical
वहाँ की जो एस्थेटिक ब्यूटी उनको स्पॉइल कर देगा.
हाँ, एक जगह जोधबीर का पॉइंट था कि उनकी ब्यूटी वहाँ की स्पॉइल हो जाती है. वहाँ का लोकल जो फ्लोरा एंड फौना, व्हाट इज दिस फ्लोरा एंड फौना? एनिमल एंड
वेजिटेबल्स में वो डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है,
डिस्टर्ब हो जाती है. दूसरा पॉइंट कोई और स्टूडेंट बोल रहा था.
मैम जैसे कि मेडिकल इमरजेंसीज हो जाती हैं तो वहाँ पे वो फैसिलिटीज नहीं होती.
वेरी गुड. इफ यू लैंड इन अ मेडिकल फैसिलिटी देन आप चलो साउथ पोल का या अंटार्कटिका का बना रहे हो प्रोग्राम, पर वहाँ पे कोई मेडिकल इमरजेंसी आ जाए तो एयरलिफ्ट ही करना पड़ता है पेशेंट को. नो अदर हॉस्पिटल्स वगैरह थोड़ी वहाँ पे इतने डेवलप बने होंगे. एंड वहाँ की ना जो, अच्छा, व्हाट इज विजुअल पोल्यूशन? आपने ये टर्म सुना है, विजुअल पोल्यूशन?
यस मैम.
हाँ, क्या है विजुअल पोल्यूशन?
मैम जब जहाँ पे कोई चीज, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल वहाँ पे रिजॉर्ट्स और होटल्स ऐसे बना दिए कि उस लोकेशन पे नहीं बनने चाहिए थे वो.
हाँ, वो सीनरी उसकी सारी डिस्टर्ब हो जाती है. दैट एक्ट्स लाइक अ विजुअल पोल्यूशन.
यस,
दैट इज देयर. ओके, पोल्यूशन हो गया, विजुअल पोल्यूशन हो गया, ये सारे पॉइंट्स हो गए. ओके, नाउ what are the reasons why commute time has increased? What is commute time? More and more time to travel from their
traveling time.
What is
the traffic?
Traffic congestion
has increased. Yes. And second reason is
bad streets.
Number of vehicles increased.
Vehicles have increased, so there are traffic jams.
Widening of roads. रोड्स नहीं हो रही हैं तो ट्रैफिक.
तो ये हो गया वही ट्रैफिक वाला पॉइंट.
Less highways.
Started living in the suburbs.
क्या एक
People started living in the suburbs and the workplaces were very far out.
Yes, Vidya, that's a perfect point. Suburbanization of the cities, that is a good point. People have started living in the suburbs, so they have to travel a long distance to go to their work, obviously. ठीक है, तो इसलिए टाइम बढ़ गया. 2 reasons हैं बस. Okay. And what are the solutions? What can be done to solve the problem?
By improving public transport.
Very good. Public transport. Very good. See.
By improving the roads.
By improving roads, वे भी चलेगा.
Carpooling.
Carpooling, yes. Carpooling can be encouraged. How can it be encouraged? कोई एक example दो जिससे carpooling encourage होगी.
Through mobile apps like Ola and Uber. They also provide us an option of carpooling.
Ola share, Uber की share होती है ना वो वाली.
Yes ma'am. Yes ma'am.
See, तो Ola Uber के लिए मैंने एक term मैंने अभी सीखी है ये. What are these? Is this a private transport or public? देखो.
Public.
Private.
No. And these are aggregators basically.
It is public private.
Public.
Private partnership.
It is a private public transport. Okay.
Public. Okay.
Private public transport. ठीक है, सही बोला था. Okay, private public transport है, first time ये concept आया private public transport का. You can share that, है ना, with other people, and it will be cheaper to you also. And इससे अच्छा HOV lanes की example मैंने डाली है, वो है high occupancy vehicle, HOV lanes. मैंने ये ह्यूस्टन में देखी थी, HOV लेन में सिर्फ वो गाड़ियां जा सकती हैं जिस गाड़ी में कम से कम 3 सवारियां बैठी हैं. ओके, अदरवाइज आपको उस लेन में अलाउड नहीं है, और दूसरी लेन्स में ट्रैफिक ज्यादा होता है, इन लेन्स में आपका टाइम बचता है. तो टू सेव टाइम पीपल डू कारपूलिंग. ओके, अकेले अकेले अपनी गाड़ी ले जाएंगे तो ट्रैफिक वाली लेन में जाना पड़ेगा. अगर 4 जने इकट्ठे एक जगह ऑफिस जा रहे हैं, दे कैन गो टुगेदर. ठीक है, so they can take their car, one person can take a day, and ऐसे उनका बच भी जाएगा, पैसा भी बचेगा, टाइम भी बचेगा, and that is carpooling हो जाएगा. Okay, people should voluntarily opt for public transport. Okay, that will good public transport. ये सबसे पहले किसी ने point दिया था, and people should also opt for that. They should not say कि हमने private transport ये नहीं use करनी public transport. Okay, what are the negative environmental impacts of tourism? Why tourists are littering these places?
And because of the unawareness, they are unaware of protecting the environment.
Or because the dustbins are not available, like after every
Yes, because dustbins are not available, and they think that one plastic bottle or wrapper of chips will not matter. But they don't realize that if all tourists have the same thought, then the place will be littered beyond recognition.
They also think that this is not their responsibility.
Yes, they are just guests
of
and
the
they can do
authorities.
anything. Okay. What are the problems arising because of less facilities? Less facilities.
Less facilities.
Actually, when there is no curb on the number of tourists visiting a place, then the facilities in that place, they become less for the tourists.
Okay.
Okay. Then what happens? Because resources are limited, water problems can occur.
Land scarcity.
Land scarcity can occur. Noise pollution from noise pollution from aeroplanes, cars, buses, ever-going problem. This is also, negative environmental impact of tourism. Noise pollution bhi hoti hai. Okay? Then improper disposal of waste can be a problem. What are the?
There was also stampede in Vaishno Devi temple because a lot of tourists were there. I mean, they were a lot more than the capacity of that particular place.
Yes.
So there was a stampede and 12 people died in that accident.
Yes. People die. Mecca, Medina में भी कई बार ऐसे आई हैं news कि बहुत ज़्यादा रश था और many people died. Okay. What are the steps towards sustainable tourism? What are the
There
steps?
should be limit for the persons to enter.
Yes, there should be a limit. That see, when you do the points, solutions also come to your mind in the same way. Okay. Then tourists can stay with the locals as paying guests. That will be sustainable. The locals will always want them to come there. Okay. So tourism will be promoted in that way. Okay. When the local
There should be reservation.
Reservation on what?
To buy a ticket beforehand, like before coming to that place.
That is the same point as there should be a check on the number of tourists. So when the number of tourists, when they know so many tourists are arriving, they can always say now the place is full, and tickets should not be given for a few days in between, right?
Awareness should be created.
Yes,
awareness should be created through media.
Yes, awareness should be created. Yes. So today we have done tourism. Okay. And related to environment only, these points. So these are good points we have discussed, and quite a few points of the essays also from the GT book have been discussed. Okay. GT students are always, not happy with me because I'm picking up the academic book all the time and discussing essays. So they ask me, ma'am, are they the same essays will we get? So I tell them their essays are also the same. Basically, it is just that I have noted down what essays came to the GT people and made a separate book out of those, because they are also getting the essays are getting repeated. Today, one student called me, and her essay was slightly, it was 31 number essay from the book, from my 2022 edition, and that is that increasing number of people change their career during their work life. What are the reasons? Is it a positive or negative development? She got this essay, and another student जिसका मैंने result share करा है, उसको आया था ये environmental problems such as pollution and climatic variations are increasing nowadays. The governments have taken some measures at a global level, but they got only few solutions. कोई solution नहीं मिले government को. So why is it so, and how can this problem be solved? ठीक है, ये ऐसे आया है उसको दीप्ति को, और ये आज वाला जो है वो मैंने वो साक्षी को आया है, एंड सारे बुक में से आए हैं essays, and other students are also sharing. उसको मैप आया लाइब्रेरी के फ्लोर प्लान का, but that is different from the one that is there in the book. She has shared it. I'll try to write it and share it with you, because repetitions बहुत जल्दी हो रही हैं ऐसे questions की. So ये जो past में आ रहे हैं ना, go through them. अच्छा, उसके follow up questions थे story telling पे. Story somebody told you uska cue card tha, and you remember, and the follow up questions were, should parents read stories to children, or should children read stories on their own, and should children watch TV or read storybooks? ये दो essays आपकी book में हैं. Okay, you will see these essays in the coming 2 months, believe me. Okay, इनको कर लेना अच्छे से. Okay, स्टोरी टेलिंग पे जितने भी ये 2 essays हैं, ये मैंने एक बार बोला था लैंग्वेज essays कर लेना, अगली बार लैंग्वेज essay आया हुआ था स्टूडेंट्स को. ठीक है, तो ये सारे essays बीच में से ऐसे इंपॉर्टेंट मैं थोड़े से बता देती हूँ. अब आए नहीं आए आपकी लक है, बट कर लेना, करने ही है ना आपने, कोई तो पढ़ने ही है. सो डू दीज नाइसली. ठीक है
मैम.
यस
मैम, एक दिन आप टास्क 1 की क्लास दे सकते हो, जैसे जीटी के टास्क 1 जो होते हैं.
अच्छा, लेटर्स की मैं ले लूंगी. हाँ चलो, ओके,
थैंक यू मैम.
सी यू टुमारो एट 11.
थैंक यू मैम, गुड नाइट.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम.
हाँ बोलो.
आई एम रमन. मैंने वो बुक बाय करनी थी, मैं कनाडा, सो हाउ कैन आई बाय ऑनलाइन?
कहाँ से हो?
योर एसे मैं वही एकेडमिक वाली बुक. आई एम फ्रॉम कनाडा, डूइंग ऑनलाइन जस्ट फॉर राइटिंग.
बेटे एकेडमिक बुक्स पीडीएफ्स मैं नहीं शेयर कर रही हूँ अभी, तो आप मैं शेयर करती हूँ मटेरियल एज आई एम टीचिंग. जैसे अभी मैंने सारे प्रोसेसेस आज शेयर कर दिए कल. ठीक है, ऐसे भी बीच में शेयर होते हैं. सो कीप बी कनेक्टेड टू द क्लासेस एंड थिंग्स विल बी शेयर्ड विद यू. ठीक है,
सो यू डोंट शेयर द बुक राइट?
पीडीएफ नहीं. ठीक है, मेरे प्रोफेसर ने मना किया हुआ है बिल्कुल.
ओके ओके
ओके,
थैंक यू.
हाँ जी बोलो.
I have one doubt. Actually एक reading passage में ना marine industry management program word आया था. तो इसका I am not clear कि marine industry management में क्या exactly, is it related to the ocean and the sea plants and sea animals, or is
marine industries any industry related to marine life, like sea or oceans? उनके साथ कोई भी इंडस्ट्री जो रिलेटेड है, चाहे फिशिंग हो चाहे कोई और हो. ओके
okay,
उसके साथ ही आई थिंक इट शुड बी लाइक दैट. बाकी आप मुझे
fishing-
पैसेज का वो भेजना, मैं उसको पढ़ के शायद बेटर बता पाऊँ आपको.
तो मैम फिश फार्मिंग इसमें इंक्लूड होती होगी? मैरिन
होनी चाहिए, होनी चाहिए, बिकॉज देयर आर सी वाटर फिश आल्सो ना.
या
होनी चाहिए उसमें.
ठीक है,
ठीक है. अभी हमने सैमन का भी करा है जो सुपर फिश है.
हाँ जी.
ठीक है,
ठीक है.
चलो, सी यू एट 11 AM tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah.